In response to Stephen A's remarks about Jonathan Kuminga, Andre Iguodala fires back. On his Forward Point podcast, Andre Iguodala defended Jonathan Kuminga after Stephen A. Smith called him out. Watch this video to get to know all about it. For the first time in almost 10 years, Kuminga visited his family in the Congo. He had become famous after getting drafted into the league and leading the Warriors to a championship. He returned to the US and participated in the Summer League before returning to the Congo a second time to represent his country in the FIBA World Cup. The Republic's World Cup qualifying matches, which started on August 26th and ended shortly after on August 28th, did not result in them qualifying for the tournament because they did not win enough games. They did not win any games at all. But those who have seen Kuminga's performance are raving about it. Iguodala had this to say: "But I just saw a highlight tape of him playing for his country, and he's over there right now playing their international games, or may have it like who can advance into the Kuminga, and Kuminga is getting busy. Fast break, reverse pull up like he is in his bag, ISOs are getting to it, make a shot." Jonathan Kuminga is undoubtedly carrying out his duties for his country. Even though it was briefly sent, Kuminga averaged 18 points, 5 rebounds and 3 assists throughout 3 games while shooting 42% from the field. His 3-point shooting continues to be an issue as he only shot 24%. However, he has been a threat since inside the arc, shooting 67%. I should be aware that he did this while drawing the attention of the other team and shooting a high volume of 7 threes per game. Those who saw him play in the Summer League will notice that his mid-range shot may develop sooner than expected. He's collecting his money inside despite his difficulties outside the arc. This is so dangerous for Kuminga because he attacks the wheel with such force that anyone in his way either flees or grabs a poster and an ice pack. My young fella, I'm on his head and took some licks from Stephen A. Don't know how warranted they were, I don't know where they came from or what I heard. He been doing what's supposed to do this summer. We were all hoping to hear that Iguodala would stand up to protect his little apprentice. Andre Iguodala is the closest source of information on Kuminga that you can find. We need to pay close attention to the precise language in his remark. He claims that based on what he has heard, Kuminga is acting by protocol. That indicates that he noted Stephen A's remarks, made some calls and discovered the truth about whatever was happening. Because Andre has been working closely with Kuminga, he is virtually an insider with the Warriors, and they still hold a spot for him, therefore his word about Kuminga is gold. Iguodala would probably be one of the first people to find out if there was a problem with JK until the Warriors signed someone else to fill the roster space. Given that it has been 2 months since the championship and it is already September, I will trust Iggy's word over Stephen A's even if we still have 2 more months left. The impact is the same whether Stephen A was intentionally stirring the pot or merely bringing up a topic because it was a slow news day. Kuminga is aware that he is in the public eye and still has a trajectory with the Warriors that will enable the group to benefit from this investment for many years. There are several reasons why this is an exciting development. The first is that Kuminga continues to receive a lot of encouraging feedback from his mentors despite some of the problems we observed with him in the Summer League, some of which can be linked to the challenges he has endured thus far in his life and career. Second, the fact that Andre defended Kuminga in public means a lot to him because it demonstrates that his teammates will stand by him. He'll know he doesn't have to carry the burden alone. Further, he doesn't have to bear the weight of being a lottery pick, needing to rise a prominent position in one of the best NBA teams in history and carrying an entire nation on his back, alone. The coaching staff, which includes Kenny Atkinson and Andre Iguodala, to mention a couple, is right there with him to shoulder those expectations, because their accomplishments are intertwined. You won't find that here at Golden State. Unlike most organisations that lose upon their young athletes after 1 or 2 years, this implies that a player like Kuminga will have the chance to reach his full potential. When you stop to think about it, the majority of lottery picks are assigned to teams where they must live up to the expectations of being the first, second or in the worst cases the third option, on a squad that will log a lot of playing time and count on these young players to take the helm after high school. The Warriors picked up Kuminga and Moody with the same home run potential players. The latter can be expected to be that first or second option at some point in their careers, but have them in secondary roles right now to develop those into future superstar players without the pressure of doing it right away. This is the best thing that could have happened to the career of cooking, believe it or not. A player's confidence is among the most crucial elements to their development. No matter how brilliant a player is, their confidence can be destroyed in the wrong circumstance, ultimately damaging their career. This is similar to playing in college for men like Kuminga and Moody. But at the next level, they are being prepared expressly to compete in the NBA. If it's still unclear what this means, it combines the educational benefits of playing collegiate basketball with an emphasis on the NBA. This approach will raise their already high ceilings even further. Why do you think Wiseman will have a supporting role in the upcoming year? It's preferably to follow Looney. Because of this, it doesn't matter if he missed a lot of playing time in his early years. Recently, MB experienced this. It's presently happening to Zion as well. Players who had time to hone their skills before entering the league, like David Robinson or even Steph Curry, have succeeded in the past, long after. The Golden State staff is implementing this idea across the entire corps to prepare these guys. However, doing so at a high level has already had a great impact on Kid's Flash and will have a similar impact on Kuminga. At this point, you might be asking what JK is most likely concentrating on. In addition to being able to hit from long and close range, people put a lot of pressure on a player's ability to shoot threes as the game develops, and for most players this is accurate. Here in where Zion, Williamson and Giannis are compared to a lesser extent. Those two players don't even remotely require a three-pointer at their respective levels. Not everyone needs to score at the 3 level to be successful. If Kuminga keeps making three-pointers frequently, Kura may start riding plays for him to obtain these looks. Kuminga can take over as the primary ball handler because he is proficient with the ball in his hands. Imagine Wiggins back cutting from the weak side for a throwdown as Kuminga and Wiseman are in a pick and roll with Moody and Poole waiting in the wings to catch and shoot. For Kuminga, shooting threes at a high rate is key, but his ability to play without the ball in his hands is an even more crucial area that needs improvement. Kuminga is still a young player and still has much to learn about participating in structured team defense. He is equipped to defend players 1 through 5, but he will only have difficulty for at least the first few years against the league's seasoned players. Although he occasionally makes mistakes on defense, his current and future selves are not defined by this. Let's be realistic and remember that the coaching team addresses these problems as he advances. His knowledge of the game can help him overcome several of his defensive flaws. We watched JK dominating a league for grown men, abroad as the best players on the floor. It's fantastic that he's only 19 and he can do this. That's all for this video. Don't forget to like and share, and we'll see you soon.